Hello everyone, my name is Erane. We live in Durbanville in Cape Town, and I'm so excited to share with you our Manatech success testimony. So my son is 6 years old, and at the age of 2.5, we realized there's something wrong with his development. He went from a bubbly, happy, talkative little baby boy to a non-verbal zombie circle walking stranger to us that's just in his own little world, and we just couldn't enter his little world. We soon sought help from educational psychologists. We saw neurological pediatricians, and we started a very expensive journey of speech and occupational therapy that we're currently still doing. 3 weeks before lockdown came in March 2020, we eventually decided to move him to a remedial school as he was not progressing well in a mainstream school, and it caused a lot of anxiety. And then lockdown came, and obviously we didn't know it was coming for us, and the little progress that we started making was just almost all for nothing. My son, then 4.5 years old, tested 2 years behind in his development, and the educational psychologist diagnosed him with a global developmental delay with a processing disorder, as well as a severe language and speech delay. And this moment is like the rug being pulled from under us as parents. We didn't know what to do with this. We didn't know where to go with this. And you feel like you absolutely failed as a parent, and you obviously blame yourself. So here I found myself in lockdown with an 8-month-old baby. She's very, very busy, and this 4.5-year-old toddler, and I had to educate him and offer him the therapy that the professionals would, not knowing how to do it, never having done it, and and he regressed quite badly. We ended up taking him to the pediatrician, and we put him on antipsychotic meds because his regression was just so bad. Yet this was a very bad decision. He from that, he was just a zombie, and he picked up a lot of weight, specifically around his middle section, which is obviously very bad. In a month, he picked up 4 kilograms, and I just knew this is not the right decision, and I soon took him off that. We also went through brain scans, etc. Yet luckily, lockdown eased and schools reopened, and we could finally offer him the speech and occupational therapy that he so needed, and he rejoined his school, and things went better. We saw this educational psychologist again in February of 2021 of this year to retest him. And even though he showed good progress, he was progressing, he was talking a little bit more, he was still severely behind, and she basically told us that he will probably never be able to join a mainstream curriculum institution ever in his life. He will always have to stay in a remedial curriculum. This, of course, to us, it was a horrible moment, as knowing that your child will always need extra help, and you have dreams for your children, and you have this picture of your life, and all of a sudden that just didn't exist anymore. Now that was the moment I decided I'm going to give Manatech a try. I've known about the product for years. My friend introduced me, and I said, well, we can't lose anything more, so we might as well try. And I started giving him Ambrotose complex powder, Nutrivirus, as well as Manabase. Within 2 weeks, my son started speaking fuller sentences. He started focusing at school a lot more. The school thought that I put him back onto his prescription medication, which obviously we didn't. His self-confidence grew because he could finally see that he's actually getting things right, and he can speak, and he can fight with you and argue with you. And this was amazing. All our neighbors that spent lockdown with us in the streets playing tennis and cricket and so on could see this little shy boy from a year ago just progressing into this lovely little boy that we knew was inside of him. We had to retest him in September of this year, of 2021, which is roughly about five to 6 months after we started giving him Ambrotose Complex and Nutrivirus and Manabase. And the results were just amazing. Some of his tests came back that he tested on an 8-year-old level. Some of them were 7-year-old levels, and most of them were on his age, where only a year and a half ago he tested 2 years behind. So this was a remarkable day for us. And our educational psychologist told us that he will be able to attend a mainstream curriculum institution. And this was just the best news ever. Yes, he does still have delays. He still has things. He still sometimes walks in circles, and his speech is still very, very bad. Yet, the progress in a small amount of time has been amazing, and it's continuing. So we know that this is actually feeding his body, and his body is actually fighting for himself. And I had to share this with the world, because if we can experience this amazing testimony, then I would love to share it with the world. Thank you.